Good morning, my friends. This is a Friday morning. It's misty, as you can see, and we are in the Harrach, and we are going to drive. This is going to be a round trip video where I will be driving from Al Harrach to Ain Naadja and then back to Al Harrach again via an interesting route. So the route is going to be a little bit complex, but we're going to drive it. Okay, so now this is we have just left the central square of Al Harrach. We are crossing the Al Harrach bridge, the central Harrach bridge. This is the bridge, one of the multiple bridges of the Al Harrach municipality. And this one is the closest to the it crosses the Al Harrach river, and it's the closest to the central square of Al Harrach, where the city hall is located. So now we're going to take this road here on the left. This is a very important juncture here. If you want to go to Husinda, you take the right, but we are taking the left in order to drive to Guy de Constantine, or to the Guy de Constantine area. All right, so this is a this is a long overpass, and it's on my right there is a garden or a rest area, but I think that it's kind of neglected, and because it's misty today, in fact it's foggy, we can't see it. You can just see those palm trees, the tops of those palm trees. But under this overpass, there is a beautiful garden with beautiful playgrounds. I hope that they haven't been vandalized. See, because here in Algeria, we see this. It's very common. See, they build beautiful recreational facilities, but they soon get vandalized because they are poorly guarded. Every inch of space here in Al Harrach is a parking spot, especially on a market day. Today is a Friday, and there are multiple markets. Therefore, see, you can see here all these cars are parked on the sidewalk, because these people come from various parts of Algeria, or in fact of Algiers, especially Algiers, in order to come and visit those markets. There are multiple markets on Friday here in Al Harrach, and even on other days. And now, if you want to visit a very beautiful place known as La Prise d'Eau, you take the right. Okay, you take the right, and then you ask for directions. I have already filmed a video about that, La Prise d'Eau. There is a beautiful area there for people to relax and exercise. A co-worker of mine showed it to me. He gave me the directions to that place. He also recommended that I go there. I visited it multiple times with my family. It's very interesting. You can check my video on the channel in order to see it. So I guess that they are building a footbridge here for local residents to cross the road safely. And we are running alongside the railway, the Al Harrach railway. And this railway will take you to Ain Naadja, to the Ain Naadja train station. This route will essentially go, or this part of the route will essentially go alongside this railway. It's going to be a long road, yes, but that's it. There is an important gas station around here. So if you want to go to the Binaknour highway, you could even go to Ain Naadja via that highway. You take the right. But today we are going to discover this route. I need to stop filming here for a while. Okay, guys. And now it's getting scarily foggy here. It's foggier and foggier. The fog is denser here. It's thicker. Oh my God. So now if you want to go to Dar el Bida, you take the right. All right, go ahead, go ahead. Better safe than sorry. Whoa, just look at that. That car in front of me is almost invisible now. It gets almost invisible. This road is very long. I mean, I will be driving for quite a while before I reach the area or the juncture where I will be entering Ain Naadja. That friend of mine who told me about the La Prise d'Eau garden lives in Ain Naadja, and I guess that he sometimes drives this route. Although I didn't ask him, there is a head office of Sonelgas, the gas and electricity company here. It's on the right. All these areas used to be industrial areas, mainly industrial areas, back in the 1970s and the 1980s. Back in colonial times, they were farmland. And now I think that we are approaching to another section. Yes, that overpass is a very important bridge, huge bridge, that will lead you or take you to Baraki, to the Baraki suburb. And now if you take the right, you will get to the Wadu Shayeh tunnels that will lead you to the seashore and central Algiers. But we are driving straight, continuing straight towards Guide de Constantine. Too bad it's a foggy day, but this is going to give you an idea about how Algiers looks in the fog. And remember that we are driving alongside the railroad, which is on our left. That wall on the left marks the railroad. So just look at this. We're entering Guide de Constantine. And Guide de Constantine, by the way, which is known as Jisr Qasatina in Arabic, is means the Constantine Ford, a ford for. Okay, so now if you want to go to Cuba, you take the right. This is a very important road here. Okay, but we are taking the left. Now, if you want to continue to the center of Guide Constantine, you continue straight. But we have taken the left here. Okay. So Guide Constantine, the central part of Guide Constantine is on the right. This is the Guide Constantine train station, and the next train station. It's okay. The train station is on the left, and the next train station is straight ahead. And it's the Ain Naadja train station. So people living in Ain Naadja can take the train from the city center, or even from Boumerdès. No, not from Boumerdès, but yeah, they can, or from Harrach. They can take the train from there to go to their neighborhood. And now, because it's foggy, we've got to drive carefully. That overpass over there will lead you to Baraki. From Guide Constantine, it links Guide Constantine to a road, the central part of Guide Constantine to a road that leads to Baraki. But it's in a very deteriorated state, by the way, guys. That overpass is in a very deteriorated state. The road surface there is in a very bad state because of the semi-trailers that drive it. And this area, by the way, just look at that semi-trailer on the right, and there is another one over there on the left, that white semi-trailer on the left. And those semi-trailers, because here it's a very commercial area, this is an area where there are a lot of wholesalers. That's why you've got, I mean, you will find these semi-trailers. There is a cable company here on the right. We used to visit it to buy cables when I worked for a Chinese company. And now I think that the camera has lost focus. Yes, all right. So let's lock the focus so that you get a better, better video. All right. So now we might need to overtake this car. Just look, pay attention to this car. It has an 80 label on the left, on the top left of its rear window. And this indicates that the driver of this car is a learner. He's learning how to drive. New drivers here in Algeria need to have that sticker on their rear window or on their back door for a period of 2 years. For a period of 2 years. Okay, this is to indicate that they are new drivers, to show other drivers that they are new drivers, that they have to bear with them if they don't speed a lot, and the maximum speed allowed to them. So now I'm overtaking that car. So the maximum speed allowed to new drivers is 80 kilometers per hour. So they don't have the right. It's forbidden for them to exceed 80 kilometers per hour. And this is for them to avoid accidents. So now I will be taking the right. I will be taking the right. I've got to stop filming here for a while, guys. So I'm taking the right here, and we are entering Ain Naadja. Here we go. Sorry, guys. They are carrying fishing rods, so they are going to the seashore in order to fish on this misty day. We hope that it rains. We hope that it rains. Algeria has undergone at least 2 years of drought, of dry and sunny winters. Dry, warm, and even hot, sunny winters. This is because of global warming, and it is affecting us too here in Algeria, here in the north of Algeria, on the Mediterranean coast. We haven't had rain in the winter. Enough rain for at least 2 years now. It used to snow and rain a lot before that, but now it's all dry. Gets as hot as 30 degrees Celsius in the winter, on some days of the winter. See, that's why now we are asking for rain. And now we are in Ain Naadja. Ain Naadja is a huge district. It's a huge neighborhood. It's a little bit confusing here. There are works here. They are building a new subway station, in fact. So the subway network here in Algiers is going to cover lots of parts in the eastern part of Algiers. And the more stations they build, the better it is. The more stations they build, the better it is. And we are happy here in Algiers. We are happy to have the subway, because it makes our lives easier. Okay, makes it very practical for people to move from one area to the other. And we are approaching the central part of Ain Naadja. And Ain Naadja is mainly made up of apartment complexes, apartment buildings, lots of them, tons of them. And this is a market. perhaps the main market of this neighborhood. People like these big markets because everything tends to be cheap here, and also they also hate expensive markets. Okay, but one of the cheapest markets is the Bas Jarrah market. Oh, and there is a park on the left. So there is a park on the left with plenty of recreational equipment, slides and perhaps swings and everything. There is a beautiful park on the left, and I like that. I really like that. Okay, so now we have just exited the market area, which causes some traffic. We're continuing straight towards the central part of Ain Naadja. And by the way, Ain Naadja literally means the spring or the water spring of the EWE, female sheep. A female sheep. We have a municipal library here on the left, and we have that beautiful mosque, which resembles the Bas Jarrah, mosque. It's on the left too. Uqba ibn Nafi'. So it's the Uqba ibn Nafi' mosque. It's named after one of the Muslim conquerors who were among the first Muslim chiefs or leaders who brought Islam or introduced Islam to North Africa. And he was killed by Kusayla, a Berber or Amazigh king who initially converted to Islam, and then I think that he was still a Muslim even when he killed Uqba ibn Nafi'. So he was held captive by Uqba after his conversion to Islam, and then there was rivalry between him and Uqba, and then he escaped capture, and then he prepared an ambush for Uqba, and then during the that ambush, he killed Uqba ibn Nafi' in the area of Biskra, in an area known as Tehuda, Biskra. And now this is the 700 this is the 700 apartment complex. 700 cité des 700 logements. So 700 unit apartment complex. Many apartment complexes here in Algeria are named after the numbers of their housing units. So this is the 700 unit apartment complex. It's on the right, and it's I think the most important or the biggest or largest apartment complex here in Cuba. Sorry, in Ain Naadja. And now it's beginning to, the sun has started to come out, and when the sun comes out, the fog disappears. It dissipates. All right, so maybe I need to change the focus or tamper a little bit with this camera. I've just turned off my my fog headlights, and now we're going. Oh, and those buildings here, there are 8 buildings, tall buildings. They are on the left, and they are part of an AADL program. And the AADL program is a housing program for the middle class and they are a landmark here in Ain Naadja. So they are the sign that you are entering Ain Naadja from the subway. Sorry, from the motorway, and they are. I mean, they overlook the Benaknoun motorway. We are crossing this bridge here, and now we'll have to. I think that this is the area known as Katshuma. Okay, sorry, I will have to stop filming here for a while. Okay, guys, so now we are approaching an area locally known as Katshuma, which means the junction, yes. So now if you want to drive to Cuba, you continue straight, but if you want to go to Quai de Constantine, go back to Quai de Constantine, you take the right. Now we will be driving straight back to Harrach, our departure point. This is a round trip video, as I said. Therefore, we've got to go back to where we started. It's pretty easy to drive these routes when there is no traffic. And now, okay, stop. We're taking the left, guys. There is a big clinic here. It's known as Clinic Nejma. It opened recently, I think in the 2 or 3 years ago. We are in 2021, on the last day of 2021. It's December the 31st, and tomorrow will be the new year. It will be the first year of 2022. And Happy New Year to everyone, by the way. Now, this bus is certainly headed to the tennis bus station, to Bas Jarrah. It's the private bus station of Bas Jarrah. The headquarters of the Algerian airline company is on the left, Air Algiers. One of its headquarters or head offices. Look at this now. There is a solid line here, or a mainly solid line, and this bus is going. I mean, if we don't overtake this bus, we are going to. It's going to block our view. I've got to. It has a stop here, but I've got to seize. Therefore, I've got to seize the opportunity to overtake it. Otherwise, it's going to block the view. It's not very. All right, so now we are back in the fog area, guys. So, while the sun is shining on Ain Naadja, here there is still fog as we are approaching Bas Jarrah. We have just exited Ain Naadja, the Ain Naadja area, and now we are re-entering Bas Jarrah, and it's still foggy here. Just look at that. You can't see beyond the 15 meters ahead of you, and you've got to be careful. So I'm turning on my fog lights again. Okay, let's go. Go ahead. They are turning around. All right. You've got to pay attention and look in front of you all the time. Excuse us. Thank you. Now, if you want to go to Hussein Day, you take the left. This is the tennis area and the entrance to the Buruba municipality. And we are approaching the central part of Bas Jarrah in order to go back to Al Harrach, our departure point. Buruba, the central part of Buruba is on the right. And there is also, we are not very far from the Buruba cemetery. There is a little girl crossing the road here. We've got to be very careful. Just look at that car, it needs to slow down too. These are the moments where you've got to be extra vigilant, you know. And now we're in Bas Jarrah. I think that the area on my right is known as Eucalyptus, eucalyptus. It's named after eucalyptus trees, because there are eucalyptus trees there. Maybe in the past there was, you know, I mean, there were lots of eucalyptus trees before these apartment complexes on the right were built in the 1970s and the 1980s, and everything on the left is Bas Jarrah, is known as the Bas Jarrah apartment complex, and it's a huge apartment complex known for its this is the Bas Jarrah mosque, the main mosque, Abi Ubaida Amir ibn al-Jarrah. This is the name of this mosque, and it's one of the main mosques, or the largest mosques here in Algiers. And the Bas Jarrah apartment complex is known with its buildings, just like that one over there, yellow 5-floor buildings. And here in Algeria we count the floors from the first floor on. The first floor is it's not the ground floor. The ground floor is known as the 0 floor here in Algeria. The first floor is the first floor above the ground. So when someone tells you that they live on the first floor, it doesn't mean, it never means the ground floor, okay? They don't mean the ground floor, but it's the first floor above the ground. There are some playgrounds here. The local authorities, the Algiers authorities, have been, you know, making efforts in order to improve the urban environment here in Algeria. Here in Algiers, sorry, and there is the apartment. Sorry, the shopping mall is on the left. The Hamza shopping mall is on the left. It's known as the Hamza shopping mall. Yes, the Hamza Bazaar, or the Bazaar Hamza, and not very far from that shopping mall there is another market, a very big fruit and vegetable market. So this area here is known as Buruba. Bas Jarrah is behind us, and this area is part of the Buruba municipality, if I'm not mistaken. And now we are approaching Harrach, and it's sunny again. And this fog will be disappearing in about an hour or two if it continues to be sunny. See, yes, another market here is on the left. It's a covered market. It's interesting. I have never visited this market before. It becomes sunnier and sunnier. Another mosque here, the Malik ibn Anas mosque. And by the way, there is another Malik ibn Anas mosque in the Al-Maqarriya. Al-Maqarriya is not very far from here. It's a neighborhood located between Bas Jarrah and Hussein Day. It's a municipality, in fact. Formerly known as Livier, and still locally known as Livier. Almost no one calls it Al-Maqarriya locally. So there is another mosque there known as Malik ibn Anas, the founder of the Maliki school of thought of Sunni Islam. Just look at this huge eucalyptus tree. Now you will understand why this area is known as Eucalyptus. I mean that area, because here we are in Buruba. There is that apartment complex known as the Diyar al-Jama'a apartment complex. Okay, so I wonder whether that street in front of us over there on the left would take you straight to the Algiers. Someday we'll explore it. Now, if you want to go to Hussein, you take the left. This is a very important junction here. If you want to go to central Algiers, you take the left. And if you want to go to Harrach, you take the right. That's what we are going to do, because we are driving back to Harrach, to our departure point. Just look at how the sun looks from, I mean, on a misty day, from behind, sorry, from behind the mist or the fog. Now we are driving straight to the central part of Harrach. We're approaching. Just look at how many cars are parked on the left. You wouldn't see this on a regular weekday. Today is Friday and it's a market day. Therefore, most of these cars are here because they are, I mean, their drivers are visiting the Harrach Friday market. I hope I have enough space on my phone, memory space on my phone, in order to finish recording this video. The Harrach train station is on the left. You can see all these people leaving the station. They have just gotten off the train. And you've got to be very careful here. There are zebra crossings for people using the station to cross the road safely. You've got to be very careful. And there is a bus stop here. And there is also a subway station not very far from here for people to use. So you can come to Harrach by train and then continue on the subway in order to visit the city center. And the subway makes it easier for people living in the eastern parts of the city to come and visit Algiers, central Algiers. A friend of mine who is also a co-worker lives in Boudouou. He takes the train from Boudouou to Harrach, to this station, and then in order to come to our office, he takes the subway. So now, if you want to go back to Barraqi and Guide Constantine, you take the right. If you want to go back to that's the road we took earlier in order to go to Guide Constantine, and then on to Ain Naadja. And now we are driving back to the square, to the central square of Harrach, where we started filming this video. Okay, guys, so now let's drive. There is some traffic now as more and more people are getting up and coming to Harrach to visit its markets. And of course, when you are in Harrach, you've also to be very careful, because there are a lot of pickpockets here. Okay, a lot of thieves. That friend of mine I've just told you about had his phone stolen just last week on the train. On the train when he was coming, I mean, on his way to Harrach. And he told me that this week another guy got his phone stolen. They attempted to steal his phone. Okay, now lots of people crossing the road. Okay, guys, so we have just arrived at the square, the central square of Harrach, with its beautiful trees. This is where we started filming this video earlier. It took us 34 minutes in order to visit Ain Naadja from Harrach and then drive back to Harrach. Alright, so I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications button in order to receive more notifications about our videos like these. Take care of yourselves and goodbye.